Myself, Megha Joseph, today's anchor, and welcome you all in the speech competition. So I hope you all will do well, and all the best for you all. Before starting the speech competition, I would like to call you that please stand up on your position and uh, please contribute in the national anthem. So please stand up. Comfortable?
Yes.
Okay. So start. 1, 2, 3.
तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाए तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Okay, thank you all. Before starting the speech competition, I would like to say that you all will do well, and I hope you will do not good, not even better. You will give your best because I am also a student. I am an ex-student of DIT British English, and after a long time, I came here to host you all, and it's a pleasant opportunity for me. So I would like to say that please welcome our mentor, our guide, our sir, Sanjeev sir, to guide you or to motivate you for the speech competition that you will give you better. So please.
So as we all know that today we have come in the ceremony, and the ceremony is that speech competition, and today is grand finale, and you know very well that first of all that we are in the part of grand finale, and this grand finale is very important for all DITians who are just going to perform. And one thing I must tell you that again I would like to tell you that the mistakes which you have done in last two finales, please don't repeat again. And this is the first time where in semi-finale still we have only 2 minutes, and within 2 minutes 3 minutes we have to perform. In 2 minutes you will be given for content, and 1 minute you will go for conclusion part. So you have to focus on each and everything. Another thing is that your topic is child labor. So definitely child labor is one of the, you can say that this is one of the biggest problem in our country, where crores of children are just spoiling their life because due to that reason they are not able to do better in their life because of their financial condition, economical status is not up to the mark. That's why they are just facing problem and they have to work somewhere. Another thing is very important that if you are going to speak about this topic, then definitely you have to give introduction part first of all, that what do you understand by child labor, and after that what are the reasons behind it. Then after you have to go with the solution part so that you can just tell something. And I must tell you that time management is very important because overall will be was through manner, and within 2 minutes you have to speak each and everything. After 2 minutes you will listen a bell, and after that you will be given 1 minute to complete whole session. Then after we have two surprises round also, and those students out of you all, top 10 students will be selected for surprise round, and after top 10 we will select top 6 students and they will perform in another round. So it is very important that today you have to just prove yourself, and I am 100% sure that you all will just learn very well. Another thing is that during the speech, I would like to tell you that please you will have to maintain all the decorum. I would like to request you that please you will not talk each other. This is my humble request. If you will be found to talk with each other, I will cut surely 1 marks. If anybody will found to talk with anyone, मैं एक नंबर काट ले रहा हूँ, ठीक है? तो प्लीज आप एक नंबर बचाना चाहते हैं कि नहीं बचाना चाहते, इट इज टोटली अप टू यू, क्योंकि टॉप 10 में वही जाएंगे जिन्होंने जनरल राउंड, सेमीफिनाले और ग्रैंड फिनाले तीनों का मार्क्स जोड़ करके देखा जाएगा. दोज हु विल गेट हाईएस्ट, ठीक है, दे विल बी इन टॉप 10. तो प्लीज मार्क्स बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट हैं जो 0.5 के कारण वो रिजेक्ट हो गए, ठीक है, एंड दे वर नॉट एबल टू कम इन एज ग्रैंड फिनाले. So I would like to request you that marks is very important. If you don't want to save your 1 marks, then you can talk, you can go here and there. I don't have any problem. But if you want to save your 1 marks, then it is totally up to you that how are you going to do like that. Because it is very important that it is said that if you are a very good listener, then definitely you can be a very good speaker. So it is very important that you don't have to talk each other. Suppose you are not getting any point, but after listening someone, then definitely you can just know that you can just know that what is the, how can we speak and what are the ideas should I get. Suddenly we have forgotten each and everything, but and you are not prepared due to some reason. But after listening to 3 or 4 speakers, you would be able to understand, you would be able to speak. So it is very important that if you want to be a very good speaker, then please be a very good listener first of all. And listening is very important. As you all know that in normal class also, I just stand there in the class and I listen everyone. Because listening gives lots of things. Listening gives lots of ideas and each and everything. As we give the example of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he was a very good listener. And he was also called the linguist person because he was the person who was knowing more than 13 languages. So that's why he is called linguist. So, if our in politician, lots of politician came, but if we talk about Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he was a different kind of person. He had lots of patience. He was listening everyone carefully, and after that, he had to give his opinion. That's why he is respected by lots of person. Today he is no more, but his soul or his memories are with us, and with that memories, we always give examples. So please, I would like to request you that please you have to maintain all the decorum and you will just follow our guidelines. After 2 hours, means we have started at 8:30. 10:30 we will have a break for 15 minutes. 10:30 के बाद आपको ब्रेक मिलेगी और 10:45 में फिर हम लोग सेकंड पार्ट को स्टार्ट करेंगे, ठीक है. उसके बाद हमारा प्राइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, उसके बाद टॉप 6 और टॉप 10 का मैं सिलेक्शन करूंगा जिसमें हम लोग थोड़ा बिजी होंगे. एंड देन आफ्टर वी विल हैव अ प्राइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. मैंने प्राइजेस आपके सामने रख दिया था, ठीक है. नाउ इट इज टोटली अप टू यू कि आप देख लो कि आप अपने आप को कहाँ पाना चाहते हैं, ठीक है. और ग्रामर विनर्स को भी आज प्राइज दिया जाएगा, ठीक है. तो उनको भी आज मिलेगी. एंड इट डजंट मीन दैट इफ यू आर गेटिंग प्राइज और नॉट. ये सोच लो कि उस दिन जो जनरल राउंड जो थी उसमें लगभग 170 के अप्रॉक्स स्टूडेंट थे एंड 170 में आप लोग पार्ट बने, एक हिस्से बने. So it is a big prize for you कि you are the part of grand finale, ठीक है. ये एक सबसे बड़ी आपका एक बहुत बड़ी पार्ट है. So you should appreciate yourself. Prize doesn't matter. The matter is that you are the part of grand finale. जो लोग बहुत लोग सोच भी रहे थे लेकिन वो नहीं हो पाए, but you are there. तो I hope that इस स्पिरिट के साथ आप लोग करेंगे. Today we don't have any retake. So ये नहीं कि भूल गया सर नेक्स्ट चांस दीजिए. You will not get any kind of chance. You have to just speak and you don't have any option without speaking. So you have to speak, you have to speak, you have to speak. ठीक है. Wish you all the best and I hope that you all will just do better. So thank you once again. Thank you.
I guess आप लोगों को समझ में आ रही होगी. So before start एक कहानी सुनाना चाहूँगी. मतलब एक कहानी, एक बात बताना चाहूँगी. Yesterday night when sir messaged me that you are going to be conduct the speech competition as an anchor, I was nervous, but as well because when I was sitting there, I too nervous, and when I am standing there, I am too nervous. So I can understand that students feel nervous when they are in speech competition or any competition. Competition is a life, and there is a girl whose t-shirt, on his t-shirt there's written that look on the bright side. So I was looking on the bright side, and I was thinking that what I'm going to do tomorrow. So my father was sitting and he asked me that why are you nervous? So I just explained all the stories, all the things which we are going to do tomorrow. So he simply said that what you understand by child labor. So I said that in a funny way, I said that child labor is a labor where the child where get payment, and I'm also going to do a labor, but I'm not going to be paid. So he said that he simply a line. He said that what is the difference between child labor and you? So as I said that. My father told that child labor is a labor where going to be paid for their laboring, and I'm not. So he said that what is the difference between? So I just I don't know. I doesn't have any answer. So he feel फिर उन्होंने कहा that child labor is an example, and you are going to be give the example. You are not the example of child labor. So that line is mentioned in my head that child labor is a labor. We are sitting here, we have all the allowance, we have all the facilities. We are here to describe and explain how child labor, what is the benefit and advantage. There's no benefit before first, and the child labor is the advantage of the society. It's a bigger major issue, and we all are here to describe and explain it. But have you feel like how child labor will feel, how the small children who was in who doesn't have any education facility, any financial support. So you have to feel that the facility which we are given by our parents, we should respect them and we should utilize it in a benefit way. So I hope you all are going to do better. And before starting the speech, there's a name which I have written. So there are three boys who have written that they will come first. So I have request to the girls. किसी में ताकत नहीं है क्या पहले आने की? चांस है, अभी भी नाम ले लो, कोई तो इज्जत रख लो। ओके, अब चूंकि लड़कों ने पहले ही हाथ उठाया था तो सो ये तो अच्छा नहीं होगा ना, डिस्क्रिमिनेट हो जाएगा इसमें। So I would like to call the first one of speech competition, Raju Sharma.
There is no reason, there is no excuse. Child labor is child abuse. By this time, I would like to thank my teacher who given me this golden opportunity to speak something about the child labor. So hey guys, good morning to all of you. Here standing Mr. Raju Kumar Jha. Now I am going to deliver a speech on the child labor. So first of all, I will talk what is the reason behind. So first of all, I will talk what is the exact meaning of the child labor. The child labor, that the time of getting education, at the time when the students are opportunity to get education, but they are treated as the labor at the age between the 5 to 14, that's are the child labor. If I talk what is the reason behind it, the child labor, that is the first point in every students think that is the poverty. Poverty is the first reason behind the child labor, that the people suffers from poverty, that are not able to get food for eats. That is the main problem, and they are sending their students, they are sending their children to get labor to work. And if I talk another point that about this, that is the unevolution of the parents. That's the parents taking the examples. The parents were not capable. The family need 500 each day, but the parents only able to earn 300. Then what will do? There is only one option. They will send their children to work, but they doesn't know what is the exact point, that they are exploiting the futures of their children. If due to that they are uneducated, they are exploiting their futures of the children. If another point that I will add, that what is the impact of this effect on the children, what effect comes on the children, that they are physically depressed and mentally harassed by this, because they are working in the hazardous area at the age of they are getting education, that they are working in the hazardous area, that why they are exploiting their whole body, they are harmful their whole body. These are the impacts. If I talk what is the solution of this, the solution is that the people are not fully aware about it, that they doesn't know what is the impact, what is the consequence, what is the result common after they will send their children to the schools. The impact that comes, the part of the body destroyed by that thing, because they started working in the companies or the chemical factories. These are the system come. If I talk about what is the lastly, I want to conclude my points by this line, that we are the part of the country. We should also aware the people who doesn't know about the exact meaning of this child labor. We should aware them, and we should tell them that these are the impact of this thing. And by some Hindi lines, I would like to conclude my side that बच्चों की बचपन की उड़ान दे दो, बच्चों की बचपन की उड़ान दे दो, मजदूरी रोककर उनकी चेहरे पर मुस्कान दे दो. Thank you. This all from my side.
Thank you. The speech was good, and it must be. I don't know it is better or best. It will decide our sir, my sir. And the next one is Nihal. So please welcome him.
A very, very charming and very good morning to our respected sir and my dear friends. This is Nihal Major from 10:30 batch, and today's grand finale round of speech competition, and the topic is child labor. So friends, whatever I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. Child labor is very important concern in the world because it affects the children both mentally and physically. According to the Child Act 1986, a child is defined as a person who has not completed the age of 14 years of age. Child labor refers to the employment of the child in a work which affects their childhood, which deprives the children of their childhood and affects the children in the physically, mentally, and all the way. So, if I talk about the reasons behind the child labor, then those are as follows: like overpopulation, illiteracy, poverty, unemployment. According to the International Labour Organization, the poverty is the most important, greatest cause for the child labor. Because as we know that in our country like India, the many people are not able to support their family. So in that case, there is a need of more money, more food. So that's why the parents send the children to work in the factories and other places which are harmful for the children. So if I talk about the impacts of the child labor on the children, then those are like they affect their mindset and physically, mentally, and even they affect their childhood and the future as well. And so in this way we can say that it needs to be stopped, and the government has taken many steps towards it, like Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986, according to which in some employment the child labor is prohibited, and in some cases this is irregulated. And if I talk about the child and the other like Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Amendment Act 2016, according to which child labor has been banned in all the employments. And other examples of the steps taken by the government, like Right to Education 2009, according to which it is mandatory for the states to provide the elementary education to the children up to the age of 14 years. And others like midday meal scheme is started by the government to provide the meal to the children. So this was all about the child labor. But lastly, I would like to say that child labor is a very critical issue for our country. It is affecting the children in many aspects. So it needs to be stopped. And though the many steps has been taken by the government and many NGOs are also working towards it, but there are other suggestions which I want to suggest, that creating awareness and also sending more children to the school and supporting the NGOs like Care India, Childline, Bachpan Bachao Andolan, and other NGOs as well. And also, as I mentioned, that poverty is the main concern, main cause of the child labor. So we need to eradicate the poverty from the society, and government needs to come with us many schemes and also many programs for that. So this was all about child labor. Thanks to listening my speech.
Wonderful speech. I have a question for you all, that what do you think that what is the cause of child labor? Poverty. Okay, fine. What I think that poverty is the cause of child labor. What is the cause of poverty?
Overpopulation.
Overpopulation. What is the cause of overpopulation?
Education.
Education. What is the cause of education?
Education system.
Education system.
Also,
मेरे हिसाब से तो पॉवर्टी है, क्योंकि अगर पैसे ही नहीं रहेंगे तो एजुकेशन कहाँ से मिलेगा? करप्शन ही नहीं होगा ना। गवर्नमेंट विल प्रोवाइड। अच्छा, यहाँ पे से कितने लोग हैं जो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल से या गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज से हैं? सीबीएसई बोर्ड। सच सच हाथ उठाना, झूठ नहीं। CBSE board. Sit down. सब CBSE बोर्ड से ही 10 दिए होंगे मोस्टली एक्सेप्ट बॉयज क्योंकि हम लड़कों नहीं लड़के नहीं दे पाते हैं आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड जब नहीं हुआ तो क्यों इतना हल्ला करना जब नहीं हुआ है मतलब सीबीएसई से नहीं हुआ तो चिल आराम से बैठो so it's a cycle look front please so there's a cycle our two speakers have said that what is the cause of poverty and employment but I have seen that when people get the employment when they fight for the employment but when the child get labor when they get employment it's a bad effect on our society why because children is the future of our country we can understand and if we have seen that the small children who are walking on the roads and or anywhere we should be what we can say that we should be aware of all the system that our government has been doing. So why we not apply all the things which we have said in front of the podium?
Because we are selfish.
Yeah, right. We all are selfish. So we will place now today that we will do something. Not I'm not going to say that we will do 50% or 80% or 100%. If we do 0.01% for the child labor children, so we can satisfy that we have said a speech in front of our mentor who guide us. And if we do something, there is the only motive of our speaker to aware of this topic by the topic is child labor. So we can do a better thing for our society and the children. So I request to you all from my side that if we have the chance to do anything for the children who are working on the road or anything, so we should raise our voice against it. So it's all by my side. Thank you. सुनने के लिए अगला so we will move to the speech competition and we will focus on the speech competition. So our next speaker is okay, Himanshu come. Anshu come. Sorry.
A very warm good morning to all of you. This is Chandru standing behind the podium. And today is grand finale, and today our topic is child labor. We all know what is child labor. Child labor is the working of the children below the age of 14, deprived of the childhood, their own childhood, their education system, their schooling life, sports life. They are all deprived of all these facilities that a regular child in our country gets, who is from middle class family, but the people from the lower class family are not able to get these facilities. Even they have poor, they have nothing to no education. They are illiterate. That's why they work so that they can support their family. And if they support their family, they think that they will earn some money and definitely they will get something better in their life. But this is not the case. We all know that supporting family is not always good. Our life is also important. We should first to educate ourselves, learn something new in our life, some sports, some skills, and then if we support our family, then that would be a great help to our family. But the children who goes under the child labor, they simply ruins their childhood. They are not able to live the happy life of the childhood, and they work for the betterment of their family and for some money, which is merely very little amount of money they get paid for that. The children working in the firecracker factories, in the mining industry, in any construction-based industry, they are working. They are just carrying the cements and other things to their destination of the workplace. So I think that this should be stopped, and they should think that if they educate themselves and then they work for their family. That would be a great help to them. And working in their childhood kills their childhood. So this should be banned, and the government has taken a lot of steps to ban this childhood. The government has compulsorily made the students under the age of 14 for the education. They should even the students are getting the free education in the government schools, but they are not getting because of the lack of the resources, lack of the knowledge, lack of the education. They simply work for their family. That's not right. Students should read only, study only, play sports only, and live their life. That's all. All right.
एक घंटी स्कूल में रहती थी, एक घंटी यहाँ है। स्कूल वाली घंटी बजती थी तो खुशी होती थी, चलो छुट्टी हो गया। यहाँ होती है तो टेंशन रहता है कब जाके 3 मिनट खत्म होगा। So don't be get nervous. Just relax and give you all the lines which you have prepared in yesterday night. So move to the next speaker, Miss Niharika. Please welcome her. Niharika. Come. Who is Niharika? Okay, sorry. Please welcome Color. Respected sir and my dear friends, a very charming and splendid good morning to all of you. Today is grand finale of speech competition and I am so lucky because sir has given me this opportunity to speak something about child labor. So friends, please try to listen carefully what I am going to speak. We all know that India is a developing country and child labor is a serious problem of developing countries. This is not only a problem, this is also a crime. Anyone below the age of 14 is considered to be child labor. We all know very well childhood is the best part of children's life. Right, so when we are free from all responsibilities. But in that time, most of the children are facing child labor and suffering from this. Many boys and girls are working from tea stalls and small industries and roadside restaurants and private households. This is private households due to poverty and lack of awareness. And parents give birth to children, and some parents are using children to making us money. We all know this is a crime. At this time, children need to go to school and need to have special care from family. I think solution is that we should realize that importance of sending our children to school to the better future of our nation. Adult education should be more than necessary. We should provide adult education for the poor illiterate family. Lastly, I would like to conclude my speech and I want to say that children are the future of our nation. So we have to do something for that, and government should also do something for that, and government should make strict rules for that and keep her eyes for all these words. Thank you. Thank you, Palak, and sorry also. Okay. So next speaker who going to become. So I would like to welcome Ragini. Ragini, not Rakhi. The next is Ragini.
podium. This is Ms. Jackie Kumari from Grand Empress. Today is our grand finale and our topic is child labor. So friend, what I am going to speak about it, please listen carefully. And firstly, thank you sir who has given me this golden opportunity to speak something about it. So I am starting my speech. So child labor. So child labor is a rising crime. We often see young boys and girls working in tea stall, roadside restaurant, grocery shops, and private household. And anyone below the age 14 is considered to be a child labor. As per as a statement of Wikipedia, more than 217 million children across the world are working, majorly full time. According to census 2011, 10.1 million children in India are working as men and marginal workers. In India, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Assam, and Maharashtra are known as the biggest child labor employers in our country. The Care and Protection of Child Labor is the Act of 2015 protect the rights of children against child labor in India. And anyone violating the children against protecting so child labor against children against child labor are punished with a long-term prison. And everyone is know that the child labor is a crime. If anyone hire as a labor, hire child as a labor, so government will punish them because government has made many laws about stopping child labor, and we haven't did it. And lastly, I would like to say that the main cause of child labor in India, poverty, lacks of educational resources, lacks of awareness, and due to child labor, children's in our society with the awareness, and which is a very essential thing. And with the child labor, which is a global problem, extremely common in developing countries. And child labor is becoming a big social issue in India. It should be solved on regular basis, and it's from the roots. Government should be make strict rules, and that's all about it.
Well, so I would like to call the next one, and the next one is Amrit. So please welcome him.
Hey guys, good morning. This is Amit Rathore at CW. And today we have a topic. Actually, we shouldn't call this a topic because this is the problem of India. This is the biggest problem of India. And if a boy and girl start walking before the time, then this is I can say the problem is in their belongs from their parents. Every country's future depends on their children. That they are the future of the country. And if any country's children are walking before time, then this is like the cancer for the country. If I talk about the regions for the child labor, there are lots of regions like poverty, illiteracy, and orphans, social norms, social inequalities, and many more things. But the main two regions are poverty and the orphans. Okay, it's understandable for those who are orphans because no one is there to feed them. They are only responsible for their life. Government is responsible, but we all know the government are not strict with the act and rules they have made for the children. But what about those whose parents are alive and they can work and their children still working? This isn't acceptable. We are from Bihar, and the maximum number of child labor comes from two districts of Bihar. That is Sitamarhi and Darbhanga. This is the data given by Labor Department. If I talk about the things that is what we can do for the child labor, then there are lots of schemes under the Act of 1986. If any children who says is below 14, they should work, and if anyone making them work, then they will get punished. punishing them by sending them to jail for 6 months or 2 years and paying minerals called cobalt, that is for making battery of a phone. That is the Africa is the largest export, and 26% of their population, their child population minds that. So this is the problem of the different about the India. In India, almost 56% of people mines mica here, and India is the largest export of mica. Everyone knows, but we don't solve that. But what we should do, the last thing I will like to say that we should aware only labor department is not responsible for that. We will have to aware the people by campaigning. We will have to aware the people by going village to village, and we will have to make their parents understand that education is important for them. Government should take restrict action those who are orphan, who are making children proud, and government should make.
आई गेस टाइम इनफ नहीं हो रहा है सबके लिए, कुछ लोगों के लिए, और जिन्होंने टाइम के अंदर किया दे आर इंजीनियर्स, क्योंकि मेरे भी टाइम में मतलब मेरे भी टाइम के अंदर नहीं हो पाता था कभी कभी, so I can understand how they feel when this speech was not finished. And so move to the next speaker. I would like to call Shiva.
Hey everyone, good morning. This is Shivam standing before you to give out my views regarding the topic child labor. First of all, I am thankful to our respected sir who has given me this opportunity to speak about this topic. If I start speaking about child labor, it starts as a child is deprived of their physical and mental development. And if I start speaking why child labor is happening, it is actually happening because of only two reasons. First reason is that the poverty in our society or in our community, and second one is the person who can serve us, just like our parents do. Our parents gives us everything we need, but not everyone is fortunate like that. If I say that child labor is wrong, no. At this level, child labor is not that wrong because they are supporting their parents and family. Then it's not wrong. Everything is going smooth. But what's the problem? The problem starts when a person starts using them. They are taking benefits of their innocence. Just like we can see in hazardous factories, many of the children are working. Even they don't know what can be the consequences of that working and what can be the result. They can be killed in that very work, but they don't know even what can be the consequences. They used to work because they have to serve their family and they have to do for break, shelter and clothes. Lastly, I just want to say that as we all know that the child is the father of nation, then if we want to stop child laboring or anything, then we should start adoption, and as well as we should support the child as much as possible without using them. If I say to those who use them as a chance that this is a chance we can use the employee at a low cost, then I just say that the land, the air, the earth, everything we have is just not our inheritance. It's just a loan which we have to repay to our next generation. And if you want to know the actual law of love, then you can go to a child and they will make you know that what is actual love. For saying all these, I just want to conclude my speech saying that love everyone and you will get love. That's something.
So thank you. And next month एक फेस्टिवल आने वाला है रक्षाबंधन, और मुझे बड़ा पसंद है, राखी लेना पड़ता है. So I would like to call the girl whose name is Rakhi. Please welcome.
So respected sir, my dear friends, good morning to all of you. A girl who is standing behind this podium. This is Shafik Mai from 10:30 a.m. Today I am very happy because I am going to sing something about that problem which is very major in India. That is child labor. So what I am going to speak about is listen carefully, and thank you sir for giving me this golden opportunity to speak something about this fantastic topic for a grand finale. So I am starting my speech. So first here question that what is child labor? So child labor means to employment of the children the age of 5 to 17. They have deprived them and their childhood, and they are totally focused into life of their deprivation and illness. So here question is that what is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind of child labor? So there are lots of reasons like lack of awareness, lack of education, but the main reason that is poverty. It is the main reason for every developing and developed country. And child at this country has totally focused on their labor because of their daily income of their family. Now, they are nearly 152 million are the child labor worldwide, and the most driven by the poverty. If I am talking about of the India, so according to data from Census 2011, child labor has India was 10.1 million, and of which 5.6 million are boys and 4 million are girls. This is not good for the our country. So here question is that which type of step taken by our government for stopping child labor? So our government has undertaken this problem in very serious way, and they have made many laws, many schemes for the betterment of the child, stopping child labor. And these are the Hindus and the national child labor. These are the schemes for the betterment of the child. And if I am talking about the Act of 2009, they have a rights of education. If I am talking about of 2011, they did amendment for the child. If I am talking about the affected area, so there are the lots of affected area like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. There are the lots of states and which is very affected. So lastly, I would like to say that youth is the future of this country. Child is the future of the country. We are the future of this country. We have a must to get education. If we have education, then we can do anything. And according to me, that government is not responsible for it. We are responsible for it because government never hire as a child as a labor. We do like that. So we shouldn't do like that because we give education. Because education is the weapon for every person. With the help of weapons, we can find that what is good and what is bad. So I want to say that बढ़ेगा भारत तभी बढ़ेगा भारत. अगर बढ़ेगा भारत तभी कुछ करेगा भारत. So here another question is that they are now in modern era there are lots of child, they work in the serials, movies. It is good because they have education, they have livelihood, but they want to do some activities in their life. That is good according to me. But if I am talking about the other child, so that's all about it. Thank you.
Very good, very well. And इनको देख के एक लड़की याद आ गई, sorry, my batchmate, and she is Miss Saloni Mishra. सच में बहुत याद आ रही है. She is the झांसी की रानी of our batch, and she is the झांसी की रानी of this batch. So thank you, Miss Rati. Okay, sir. So there is a lot of झांसी की रानी here. वाह, हमें तो लग रहा था कि लड़कों में दम है, लड़कों में दम ही नहीं है. बहुत सारी झांसी की रानी है, तो महाराणा प्रताप भी होंगे ही, है कि नहीं है? शिवाजी है. गुड, यही होना चाहिए. स्प्रिट मत लीजिएगा, स्प्रिट होना चाहिए. So move to the next speaker. I would like to call Satyam.
A very good morning to all of you. Today, as we know that today we have a topic which is related to children of our country, which is child labor. I don't think child labor is a bad thing to be done in our society, because if a child is working, he should be allowed to work because he has the power to deliver his capacities in his own ways. That's why the illegal thing should be only permitted if they are working in hazardous condition, and if they are exploited, that is wrong. Apart from anything, I don't think anything is wrong in child labor. But I want to highlight one thing which most of the people have not spoken about, that if a child is working, they are mostly probably get attracted towards the tobacco and the gurkha thing which they can easily get because as a kid we can know that they are mostly misguided missiles. So if they are not guided by the education and the system of our society, so they can explode our society in very bad manners. That's why these are the few things which we need to understand why child labor is illegal in India. But if you see other countries also, child labor is not illegal over there. A kid can work as a part-time job in any shop to help himself for his education. They should work for themselves for getting better lifestyles. And if they are working, they are getting experience out of it. That's good for them. And if you see, mostly people are in about that the child labor is illegal, but I don't find them illegal. And why government is finding illegal? They are because they are mostly children who are in the field of these tobacco consumption. That's why they are not guided. And another thing, the steps which government has took to stop the child labor is child protection against the crime of 1984, the World Child Day, which we World Against the Child Labor is on July 12th, which has recently passed. These shows that how our government is sincere about this, and they are promoting by providing midday meals to the schools to promote kids go to school, not go to their work. They are providing money for getting education. After getting some sort of education, they provide some serious type of funding to the kids for getting betterment in their life. That step should be promoted very well, and by this we can stop child labor in a good way. Thanks and have a nice day.
Okay, thank you. So next, move to the next speaker, and I would like to call a girl whose name very pretty name, and her name is Swati.
पढ़ने लिखने का सपना सजाना अच्छा लगता है, पार्क में खेलने जाना अच्छा लगता है। मजबूरी ने कर दिया वक्त से पहले बड़ा इसे, मजबूरी ने कर दिया वक्त से पहले बड़ा इसे, वरना सर पर बोझ उठाना किसको अच्छा लगता है। Respected sir who has given me a golden opportunity to speak something about child labor on grand finale. So friends, what I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. Friends, we all know that India is the largest democratic country in the world. In this time, child labor is a very serious problem in our country. All the country we celebrate on against child labor on 12 June. If I talk about data, then according to data in census 2011, the number of total child labor is 10.1 million in India, in which 5.6 million are boys and 4.6 million are girls. But all people does not think about what is the cause behind it. There are many causes behind it. First of all, poverty. Poverty is the main reason behind it. If a family is increased and child labor is increased, then education will decrease. So thank you for listening my speech.
थैंक यू स्वाति। सावन का महीना है, सत्यम हो गया, शिवम हो गया, आई गेस दैट सुंदरम भी होगा, बट सुंदरम is not here. And move to the next one, and the name is very nice, and the name is related to the ship, and the ship Kimani Shmani, please welcome her.
Respected sir and my dear friends, good morning to all of you. Today is grand finale and our topic is child labor. India is, as we all know that India is facing lots of problems like corruption, unemployment, poverty and many more. Child labor is also one of the biggest social issues present all over the world. This can affect life of the children. The young age of children meant for studying and playing. When the children are forced to work, they do not get enough time for studying or playing. It is seen that poverty is the main reason of child labor. Parents who are financially poor they send their children to earn money. Government of India has made a law to stop child labor, and according to Child Labor Act of 1986, according to Child Labor Act of 1986. According to Child Labor Act of 1986, children below the age of 14 years prohibited from the child labor, any kind of employment. Programs of government like midday meal attracts the youngest children to school, stopping them to join any kind of employment. This bill provides nutrition and reduce burden of food expenses. It is said that youngest children is future of the country. It is everyone's responsibility to protect children from child labor. It is like a god of gift. The government are required to stop child labor. Government should to provide a fund for bringing a child education, and government should provide employment to all. States like controlling population, employment to all. This should bring a good changes in this direction. Lastly, I want to say. As for the responsible citizen, we should also oppose the child labor. No one should hire any kind of employment. We should report any shops or factory that hires children for any kind of employment. That's all for listening my speech.
Okay, thank you. So we give her 100%, and everyone has chance to give them 100 and 110%. And I request you all that please give 200% of them. अगर 100% हुआ नहीं हुआ तो 100 और % तो कुछ ना कुछ हो ही जाना. So move to the next speaker, and I would like to call Shritla.
Have a charming good morning to our respected sir and my dear friends. This is Shritla Chauhan from 730 M. I am going to speak something about child labor. So please try to listen carefully because this is very serious topic for us. So child labor is a system of involving child in any economical activity, and children at the age of playing involve themselves in economic activity for their family. And child labor can be seen throughout the country in a wide way. The major causes of child labor in India are unemployment, poverty, illiteracy, and the low standard of living. Due to unemployment of parents, if children do not get the proper education, and they are forced to get involved in child labor, and the main the negative effect and the major causes of the negative effect and main disadvantage of child labor are children get less time and opportunity to go to school, and they are departed from study, and which makes them illiterate. Child labor makes child labor destroy their childhood, and children are the future pillar of the economy, and involving them into child labor which make only those pillars weak. Ultimately, child labor affected the country's growth. The main solution of this problem are imparting education and good knowledge for children, and if the income of parents can be increased, then it is possible for children to get educated. And third is government should also focus. Government can be take some more steps towards this towards the proper information of labor laws. At last but not least, I would like to say that firstly, people of our country should aware for education, and starting encouraging people to educate their children, and the government also need to focus on these problems, and do something for resolve these problems, and people who are employed and above the poverty line should take some steps towards replacing child workers with adult workers. It will benefit not only the society, for the country also. Thanks to listen my speech.
Thank you, Shivya. And move to the next speaker. And I would like to call Ashmi. Please welcome Ashmi.
Very charming and a splendid good afternoon to our respected sir and all my dear friends. At first, I would like to thank our respected sir who has given me an opportunity to speak something about child labor. Today, I Aswani Agogia stand you before to throw some light on the topic of child labor. So friends, what I am going to speak, please try to listen me. Child labor is a social issue present all over the world. It affects the life of the children. Young age of children is meant for learning and playing. Education. Young age of children is meant for learning and playing. Children are not go to the education or a school. They mean at that affect their life and their future. This can spoil their future. Moreover, labor work is painful for children. This can also spoil their future. The government has made a law to stop child labor. According to Child Labor Act 1986, according to Child Labor Act 1986, government should ban to below the age of 14 years to prohibit any kind of employment. And the programs of government like midday meal attract young age of children to their school, and to do many things. Or the future of child depends on what we done in that life. Lastly, I would like to say that children are the future of our country. It is our responsibility to protect children from any kind of employment below the age of 14 years. And as the responsible citizen of our country, we want to serve our children and to guide the good things to do, and do not think bad things. Thank you. That's all about my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashmi. So move to the next speaker, and I would like to call Dipshika.
भरोसा अगर भगवान पे करोगे तो उतना ही मिलेगा जितना तुम्हारी किस्मत में होगा, लेकिन भरोसा अगर खुद पे करोगे तो उतना
labor. Then child labor is very serious challenge in the all perfect future on the children and all perfect of the consider. The consider of it in the according to the regarding of constitution all previous by the in of influence on the can be available to they are not religious in the any member can be Indian people will be some of all Indian people in the child labor in any steps according to 2017 by International Organization labor organization in 2015 and 2016 by 246 million children are working as India and 2016 as approx 142 million people will be working in the children and the according to act of 20% children will be working as between age 15 and 17 years and available the working of job. Lastly, I like to conclude by Indian all people in the country of India. It is the main. It is all organs of state can be stop of child labor in the world, and all steps can be a strict step on the government and the world. Then we should be provide, and all members will be information of NGO and take care of child center will be informed with call and save the future of child all the children. Then all people will be take about the education in the important of our life in be necessary and they will all save of future to children and they all children are made to share of the future and they can actually survive.
Thank you. And I would like to call our sir again on the podium. Please welcome again.
So this is the first time I have just come in middle of grand finale because I don't come. But I want to say that really I am very surprised with those students who have just joined as and the boldness of voice is marvelous than senior students. And if I talk about Ashwini has just joined 15 days back, only 15 days, and she is confidence level, and I don't know that after 6 months where will he be. I can't imagine. And if I talk about Deepsika had been facing lots of problems, but in spite of all things, today she has just surprised me. Her eye contact was good, her body language was good, she spoke very boldly. It shows that how much confident. कहते हैं ना कि आदमी का जो है ना कॉन्फिडेंस तभी दिखाई देता है ना जब उसके अंदर में उसका जो वॉइस होता है ना वो एकदम तागड़ा होता है. Just see the leaders of our country. Just see the anchors, those who are just coming on national TVs or Sony and whatever. Yesterday also I was watching, and the boy, the little children, you can say that the adults, and most of the person, they are much more confident. Because मैं तो बस अब एक ही चीज जानता हूँ कि आज का इस कॉम्पिटिटिव एज में, इस कॉम्पिटिटिव मार्केट में उसी की पूछ है जिसके पास कॉन्फिडेंस है, जिसके पास स्किल है. और जिस बंदे ने स्किल और कॉन्फिडेंस को गेन कर लिया वो कभी भूखों नहीं मरेगा. और फॉर द लॉन्ग टर्म में आज वो एम्प्लॉय है, कल एम्प्लॉयर बन करके बैठेगा, ठीक है, और 2-4 को खटाएगा अपने अंदर. One thing I must tell you that yesterday I just talked with Santu. Santu was my oldest student, and Kiran was coming in 4:30 batch. Kiran, I think 4:30 students are not present here. Most of the Kiran was coming. Now she is earning from work from home. And when I talked with her, जो मैंने एक स्टेटस डाला है एक मेरे फोटो के साथ जो मैंने बैनर बनाया, उसने मेरे को बना करके दी. And I just put there. So what I actually want to say that कि जब कॉन्फिडेंस आती है ना, in spite of anything, तो क्या किसी के साथ 8 घंटे 12 घंटे बंधुआ मजदूर की तरह नौकरी करके कमाना, ठीक है? ऐसे बहुत सारे बंदे हैं जो घर बैठे कमा रहे हैं, and I appreciate, especially I have been trying for a long time on YouTube that when will YouTube will give money, but I am failure. But still I have hope. One day the time will come. But if I talk about Raju Jha, he is maintaining his fees with the help of YouTube. YouTube is paying money, and he just suggested me, but I don't know, कभी-कभी लक होता है साथ नहीं देती है, तो मेरे पास मेरा लक हमेशा मेरे फेवर में अचानक नहीं मिला। मेरे को कोई भी सक्सेस मतलब सक्सेस मैंने पाया है ना, वो आसानी से नहीं मिला है। I struggled a lot in my life, and behind the struggle there are lots of pain, and in spite of all pain and struggle, just I am still struggling that one day, मैं बस उसी दिन का वेट कर रहा हूँ, one day the time will come and I will also do something, because I want to see also myself. So I would like to request you that please, most of the backbenchers, please don't talk. If you are talking, it shows that you are the seniors, and if seniors will do like that, then what will they learn from you, those who are junior than you? So please, you have to maintain your seniority, that I am senior and people should learn from me, and I have to maintain each and everything. ठीक है, इसका एकदम ख्याल रखना चाहिए। अगर ये ख्याल नहीं रखेंगे तो कल को क्या होगा? When you will be in office, आप सीनियर कहेंगे लेकिन जूनियर आपके कंधे पर हाथ रखेगा। जूनियर के साथ डिस्टेंस बना करके रखना है तो रखना है, ठीक है? इसका एकदम ध्यान रखना कि this is my dignity and I always just follow, and you have to maintain distance also. I am your senior by default, चाहे मैं एज में कम हूँ, but by default I am your senior and I am senior, and definitely you have to do like that. So please learn from those students who are junior and they are just teaching us something. If you are not ready to learn, but I am learning, and they will compete. ये भी हुआ है कि कुछ लोग ऐसे भी देखा गया where before 3 years Rajbir was a student who was coming in 430 batch. Now he is a successful advocate and he is practicing there. Still he is in touch with me. Whenever I face any kind of problem in respect of legal matter, I just talk with him. So he just completed only 1 month of course. और वो बेस्ट परफॉर्मर अवार्ड लेकर के चला गया, ठीक है? What I exactly want to say that ऐसा देखा गया कि सीनियर्स के सामने जूनियर प्राइज लेकर के निकल जाते हैं। तो प्लीज इस तरह से करो कि मेरे को मोटिवेट करो, सबको मोटिवेट करो, स्पेशली ऐसा कुछ बोलो कि पब्लिक आपसे मोटिवेट हो जाए। तो पब्लिक मोटिवेट हो जाए, एंकर आपके बारे में 2 लाइन बोले, इससे बड़ा और क्या चीज होता है कि आपके बारे में एंकर ने आपको कमेंट किया। जब एंकर मजबूर हो जाए आपको कमेंट करना, तो समझ जाइए कि यू हैव डन दिस, दैट्स व्हाई एंकर इज टेलिंग समथिंग लाइक यू। So you have to impress your anchor because everything is in anchor, ठीक है? तो एंकर ही आपका सब चीज करा सकता है। तो I hope that please and please you do each and everything, clear? So I don't want to take lots of time. Megha, please come and just continue the session.
एक बार कस के एकदम जोरदार ताली बजा दी। और अगर ताली बजाने के लिए नाक सुपड़ना पड़े तो मतलब आप लोग इतने बड़े आलसी हैं कि मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकती भाई। मतलब ताली मारने की नाक कौन सी खुलता है? कोई नहीं, आप कुछ और ही मार लीजिए, पैर मार लीजिए, बस आँख मत मारना, नहीं तो फिर लड़कियों की तरह आँख में जाएंगे। ऐसा वैसा कह दिया तो मैंने कर दिया। कोर्ट में जाके करना ना, भाई भी लग जाएगा। अब तक तो ठीक है, सब अच्छा जा रहा है, पर एक कमी लग रही है क्या? Yes?
ग्रेजुएट है, अंडर ग्रेजुएट है, आप लोग बिजनेस तो कर सकते हैं, क्या मिसिंग है? हाँ? अरे आप लोग की ताली की आवाज बड़ी कम है। आप लोग के बैचमेट्स आते हैं, आप जाते हैं, लेकिन आप लोग एक बार भी अच्छे से उन्हें मोटिवेट नहीं करते। आपकी तालियों से वो मोटिवेट हो सकते हैं। They can do better if you motivate by your claps. So it's a humble request to you all that please motivate your batchmates because they are your batchmates. आपकी सारी रात में पता है, उनके सामने भी खोल सकते हैं. So please, ना, be aware. So I would like to call the next speaker, and I hope she or he to do their best, and he or she will choose करना पड़ेगा. I am going to choose the next speaker, and her name is very pretty and very sweet as well as her name, Angel. So please welcome Angel.
Respected sir and all my dear friends, a girl who is standing behind the podium, this is Miss Angel from 4:30 p.m. batch. Today I am here to discuss on topic child labor. So friends, what I am going to say, please listen carefully. Child labor works that children deprive their childhood, their potential and their dignity. It's harmful to their future. It can spoil their future life. Parents who are not financially strong, they send their children to earn money. In our Indian Constitution, under Article 21A, RTE, Right to Education, in 2002 was included that everyone has right to educate, and according to this, state shall provide free and compulsory education to all the children under the age of 6 to 14 years. In our Indian Constitution also, right against exploitation is exported. According to this, no one can say to children that go and do work. Everyone has right to enjoy their life very well. If I am talking about the causes of child labor, then poverty is the very and the greatest single causes of child labor. According to International Labour Organization says that poverty is the single and greatest cause about the child labor. And if I am talking about why we are say to child that do this work, we don't have right to say anyone. If I am talking about some children have to follow their parents' footprints, and girls are not accepted to go for a better school and for getting better education, and they are involving to push into child labor like domestic services. Lastly, I would like to conclude my speech that child labor is not only government problem. It's our also duty to encourage child that not do it, and education is our right, and stopping child labor is our fight. Children, thank you for listening.
No problem. So make the man, yeah. Please, we just I expect that please clap and motivate your
inequality. A poor person is unable to feed their children. That is why such guardians and compelled to send their children to a rich person. Another cause is easy availability of child labor. A grown-up labor money was higher. As a side, the child labor money was very low. And I not give any suggestion because I know certain leaders and officers who are working for compensation. They always do working for small child in their home, in their factory, in their home, in their factories, in their offices. So kids are our next future generation. So we help for us. We not working for her, and government take some steps for these things to ban it. And also we have you cut the lipstick. That route is available here. So this thing is always this time. We cut the route and government cut that thing. So our route is present here. When we not cut the route, so our problem is not suddenly finished. Thank you for listening my speech.
ये भी छोटा पैकेट बड़ा धमाका है एंड बहुत अच्छा था। एक होता है जब आप किसी के सामने बोलते हैं तो आप उसको अट्रैक्ट करते हैं अपनी स्पीच में, अपने वर्ड से आप सच बोलते हैं और बच्चों का दिल बड़ा सच्चा होता है। ही प्रूव्ड इट क्योंकि इन्होंने कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं कहा, ऐसा रटा हुआ नहीं था, जो मन में था इन्होंने सच कहा कि अगर इससे तो होगा ही नहीं, जो होगा गवर्नमेंट से ही होगा एंड ऑफिसर्स। सो रियली थैंक यू आयान once again. So go to the next speaker and I would like to call her. बहुत देर से वो वेट कर रही है and she is just feeling me that when my turn will come, when my turn will come, and so I would like to call Saloni.
A very charming and splendid good morning to our respected sir, seniors and my all dear friends. Firstly, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity, and it's my pleasure to speak something about child labor. A child labor is the biggest issue present on the developing country over the world. Some children under the age of 14 being involved the economic work activity by the people of high class society. They are ignoring the reality that children are the future and the hope of our nation. The biggest reason of child labor is poverty and irregular education and not a good making law by our government. They are ignored very much in our India. The child labor is very critical our country. जिन नन्हों के जीवन में जिन नन्हों के जीवन में कोई अक्षर ज्ञान न छाए, जिन नन्हों के जीवन में कोई अक्षर ज्ञान न छाए, उनका कोमल बचपन पे बस मजबूरी ही लहराए, ऐसे अभागे जीवन ही बाल श्रमिक कहलाए. So lastly, I want to say that our future of our country is in hand of children. Childhood is for learning and don't use for earning. Thank you for listening my speech.
Thank you, Saloni. And then what I said, I forgot. Sometimes it happens. I'm not saying that everybody is just a genius and he will come or she will come near the podium and he will do the best or he will give the best. Sometimes we will forget the things because we are human and it's normal, so please don't be upset. Move to the next speaker and I would like to call the next one and he is Vishwajit. So please give me that.
respected sir, and my lecturers, and my dear friends. Good morning to all of you. Today, firstly, I want to say thank you, sir, for giving me opportunity to stay in classroom. Please listen carefully. Today's topic is child labor. Child labor day we are celebrating 20 June. This year, child labor theme is universal social protection of the child labor. What is child labor? Child labor is many countries where many rules. And in India, child labor under 14-year labor is called child labor. So child labor, the main cause of child labor is if parents send their child to work to earn money without education, because the main problem of poverty and hungry as some problem. And according to report of United Nations, the most child labor in the country of South Africa. South Africa is the highest comparison of any country. But United Nations and such a big country to 25% employed child, as Sudan, Republic of Congo, Zambia, all country to 25% employed child. And child labor, fashion industries, cheap industries, factories, sector, real estate are all directly and indirectly support to child labor, because child labor is cheapest rate work than below 18 years old. So child labor is very important topic. So child lack of poverty, illiteracy, overpopulation, corruption, all leads to the child labor. The child labor in India, 10 million, in India, in all over country, 10 million people, 10 million, 5 to 14 year child to earn factory labor is etc. Lastly, I want to say that child labor is the god of India, god of child labor, Kailash Satyarthi. 2014 Nobel Prize winner to fight against child labor, to encourage all our world platform to say your child is not born to underage work. Your child is educated. Our NGO, his name is Bachpan Bachao Andolan, is started in 1980. This NGO in the tie-up of United Nations. And her NGO is the work for ground level and the village, remote area, slums area, and go and the parents to convince your child is not a underage worker. Your child is a proper education and your child give a better life, and you are not here, your child is educated, your child is officer, your child is encourage business, you are better life, you and your child. Thank you for listening.
एक और महाराणा प्रताप की बात है, क्योंकि मुझे माइक चेक करना पड़ रहा है ना, so through the competition and no, sir, according to the population or height census, the average height of a girl of Bihar is 5.2 is the maximum, and I am 5.3. So what is that? Okay, so height को नहीं रखना चाहिए. Hitler छोटा था, छोटे थे, and we can forget him. What he did, what is the reason behind the World War II and Karba. So please. So next to the move to the next one, and a pretty girl is standing behind me, and she is really looking pretty in the red. So I would like to call Miss Praveen. Please come. Miss Sana Praveen. Happy?
A very charming good morning to our respected sir and all my dear friends. This is Sana from 10:30 AM batch. We know that today's grand finale and our topic is child labor. So what I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. First of all, I want to share one thing to you, that little one's life destroyed when child is employed. Child means doesn't to earn, it's mean to learn. When I talk about our childhood, we are very grateful that our childhood is so precious, and it is the best part for everyone. Because in a childhood we spend a lot of time with our family, with our friends. We have no any worries about anything. But on that time also, a lot of children
the topic child labor, I want to say something different. You can't change your future, but you can change your habits. And surely your habits change your future. Good morning, respected community. To speak something about child labor. So friends, I am going to speak. Listen carefully. Child labor is the biggest problem of our country and also our world. Because child labor is affected the children both mentally and physically. According to our constitution does not support child labor because child labor is the biggest problem of our country. Child labor is the biggest problem of our country. Child is the gift of God, and it is our responsibility that how to control child labor. Lastly, I would like to conclude my speech that according to data in India, more than 10.9 million children using by the child labor. It is our responsibility how to control these numbers. If you see anywhere and surrounding your area doing child laboring, then call the police or 1098 number and inform the police. Thanks for listening my speech.
Thank you to say that. And थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लेते हैं. Break up means it doesn't mean that we are going to be eating something snack or anything. I'm going to pause. ऐसे देखेंगे तो मैं सच में भूल जाऊंगी मैं क्या कहना है. एक तो आप लोगों का तारीफ का दिए बजाना. ये एंकर की प्रॉब्लम होती है या आप लोगों की प्रॉब्लम मुझे नहीं पता. जो भी एंकर बनता है मुझे रिक्वेस्ट करना पड़ता है कि प्लीज अपने हाथों को थोड़ा सा कष्ट दें. अभी भी आप सब काम कर सकते हैं. हाथ की ताली बजाने में जरूर करते हैं. क्या पैसे लगते हैं क्या? जब मैं आई थी, I started in 2018 when I joined this institute, and I was so nervous because I was little at that time, and sir is like a father for me. Is always support me and like when I was demotivated, all the batchmates who were sitting behind me and always support me as a friend, as a sister. Our batchmates, they are genuinely very caring. They always tell me the mistakes which I did in front of the podium or anything. If he or she, if anything he or she measure me or anything I can see in me, if I can improve or prove myself, he or she always motivate me. So I remember all my batchmates who are missing. I am genuinely missing them, and one of my batchmates is sitting there and she is smiling. आप बच के नहीं जा सकती हैं. So we will welcome you in front of the podium and you have to prepare. The girl who I am talking about, the Jhansi ki Rani, she is sitting there. The Jhansi ki Rani of our batch. She is the really Jhansi ki Rani of the VIP British Institute, not even our batch. She always support me and she always say me that you can improve yourself, you can achieve. But as my luck, I never got a medal. Even a general award medal.
You haven't got any medal?
No. Okay. I guess if sir will held a anchor competition, then I have a chance, 90% chance that I can achieve a medal. What? Thank you so much. They are the real medals for me, which I can always, when out of the class or out of the institute, when I meet the people of the batch of the institute, they always say that you have done very nice. And I really think that sir, the things which he described me or explained me, they always help me in my future or in present also. When I in my seminar and sufficient, but you have done very well, and I have satisfied that when our seniors and our juniors
main thing is our junior. When your junior appreciate you or encourage, get motivated from you that the girl standing in front of you or any boy or girl standing in front of you, and by then by then they motivate themselves. So it's a pleasant opportunity in yourself. So it's a here to make not only the spoken classes. Here we develop our personality also. How to move, how to say, how to sit, how to stand. And as a student, everyone has to be in a disciplined manner. So where I see that they all are in disciplined manner. They're sitting very nicely. You all are sitting very nicely. So thank you. And this is the main cause of a student. If they are not in disciplined manner, they will never get anything in the future, because discipline is the key of your future. One story I am going to say that when I was little, that my father always said me, be disciplined, be disciplined, be disciplined. I didn't understand what is the meaning of discipline. When I joined school, when I go to the coaching, when sir came to my home for tuition, then I understand that what is discipline, what is the manners, what is thing. Father and your mother is always been your second teacher, not even first teacher. They always been that father and mother is the first teacher. But I think that is they are your guide. They are your mentor. They guide you as a teacher. The teacher is the main thing. They always support you. They always carry you what they can candy. They always support you. They protect you from the ants, and they always motivate you to go in the right path. And I really appreciate myself that I always got a teachers like that, Sanjeev sir and my other teachers. I get opportunity that we can thank our teacher. So कुछ लोगों को शायद परेशानी हो रही है कि तारीफ आने की but I will complete my things because there is no घंटी round. There is a benefit for anger कि घंटे तो कोई लगाएगा नहीं. लगाने से भी क्या होगा, मैं थोड़ी जाने वाली हूँ यहाँ से. It's my opportunity that I'm standing here after 1.5 years. Sir gave me the pleasant opportunity, and thank you sir, thank you so much. I never think that I will do this thing again and again. But sir always think that if competition will go, that Megha will be the answer. And this is my fourth time or third time. This is my third time, and I'm very happy. I'm not happy as a participant, but I'm too happy when I came here in the podium and do anchor, because as an anchor कोई बड़े नहीं होता है सर पे, कुछ नहीं होता है. सर आपके साथ होते हैं, सामने होते हैं, वो आपको सिखा देते हैं कि ये करना है. But as a participant, I can understand because I was also a participant in the speech competition. So many burdens कि आपके classmates क्या कहेंगे, आपके benchmates क्या कहेंगे, आप live आ रहे हो, आपके viewers होते हैं वो क्या कहेंगे, आपके parents, they have lot of when मुझे एक में मेडल नहीं मिलता था, मेरे पापा कहते थे how bad you are that you never got a medal. So I was like, okay, no problem. I will buy a medal for me myself. When my juniors will say that Didi, you have done very good. So see, I am the real student of Sanjeev sir. उन्हें भी कोई मेडल नहीं, मुझे भी कोई मेडल नहीं. Medal not matter in the life. The main motive is to myself that medals never matter in the life, because मेरी बहन के पास 3 medals है. अब वो ऐसे वॉल पे लटके रहते हैं, उन्हें दूसरे सर नहीं बुलाते हैं एंकरिंग के लिए. So I feel that wow, that I can came here always. Sir always calls me. But हाँ, मेडल आपको मैटर करते हैं वॉल को डेकोरेट करने के लिए, आपको पर्सनैलिटी को कि अरे कोई आया है जो हाँ मेडल है ये वो है, लेकिन नेवर थिंक दैट. Prove yourself or
मेडल ये तो आपको बताता है क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट है उसके पास.
no sir, there is nothing like that. Your topic is child labor, sir, and all of you said that half of the students have speak about that there is a lot of population and the population is belong to the child labor. So how can child labor, if child labor is the cause of harmful society, or if it's damage, so we can prevent from it, but we can't. So medal, we all will not get the medal. That's like some child will input in the labor because the financial problem, because the education problem, because the poverty problem. There's lot of problem in the life, so we have to move. And if we are sitting here, it means that we are living a good life. We have all the possible allowance things which we have included, which we have given by our parents. So utilize them. Don't get depressed that we have not get medal. Medal is a medal. From my side, because I never get medal, so for me medal is a medal is a medal. So appreciate yourself that you can do, you can achieve yourself. So please. सॉरी 5 मिनट में नोटिस किया था कोई भी यहाँ स्पीकर आता है तो उनके लिए क्लैप नहीं होता है और मुझे भगाने के लिए इतना क्लैप क्यों है मैं पता करके बोल रही हूँ अगले बार सच में सर एंकर कंपटीशन होगा एंड आई विल गोइंग टू बी द बेस्ट एंकर ऑफ द जेआईटी शो अगर मुझे ऐसा नहीं मिली I am going to suspend all of this and I have made so move to the next speaker. मैंने थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही सुने आप लोगों का ले लिया I'm sorry also but it's my duty I can do okay इतना बोलने के बाद किसी का भी पेट लग जाए मतलब भूख लगी जाना है और वहाँ मुझे started also so please move to the next.
We will start at 10:45. Hello, 10:45 में आप लोग शार्पली आ जाएंगे.